Good evening, students. I am Mohit Nirula, your entrepreneurship teacher. Today, I have come up with another video of chapter 1 of entrepreneurship for class plus 1. This is my first video for class 1 for class plus 1. The chapter name is Entrepreneurship Concept and its Functions. In this chapter, we will study about the concept of entrepreneurship and functions of an entrepreneur. So, let's begin first with the concept of entrepreneurship. Here, I have prepared a mind map for your convenience where the details about the functions of an entrepreneur are given to you. So, but before going for the functions of an entrepreneur, let's have first understand the concept of entrepreneur or entrepreneurship. So, who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is a person responsible for setting up a business or an enterprise. He is the one who converts the situation into opportunity. He or she searches for change and responds to it. The economists view him as the fourth factor of production along with land, labor, and capital. So, next is concept of entrepreneurship. Here I have prepared a small table for your convenience, for your better understanding. So we have three terms with us: entrepreneur, entrepreneurship, and an enterprise. Entrepreneur is a person who starts the business individually, single. Entrepreneurship, when he starts operating his business. When he starts operating his business, it means it is a process or an action. All the efforts which an entrepreneur makes for bringing his business into an action, for bringing his business into some kind of a process, for a process by which he converts raw material into finished product. Then is an enterprise. Enterprise is a place or an office where he sets up his business. It is an outcome of the process which is being done by him or her. So, in other words, in simple words, we can say that entrepreneur is a person who develops and owns his own enterprise. He is innovative. He is a moderate risk taker and works under uncertainty. So, you all know, whenever a person starts his business, the factor of loss is always there. It cannot be ignored. One thing about risk which is very important is that risk can be reduced, but it cannot be eliminated. We can never throw risk out of the business. It will always be there. Another point is it exhibits a sense of leadership. Exhibits a sense of leadership means he is a leader who guides, who directs his employees, his subordinates, shows them the way how to go about the entire process. And next, another important feature of an entrepreneur is that he or she is oriented towards the future. Oriented towards the future because means we are always looking, we are always peeping into the future. Business, now we are doing business, but what is going to happen tomorrow? Future is always uncertain. We are always unknown about our future. So the business is always oriented towards the future. Now, next main topic, which is very important from examination point of view also, is functions of an entrepreneur. Now, for understanding the functions of an entrepreneur, let's go through the mind map which I have prepared for your better understanding. Let's go back to the mind map. Now see, here is a mind map for the functions of an entrepreneur. There are basically 4 functions of an entrepreneur. These are entrepreneur functions, promotional functions, managerial functions, and commercial functions. When we are talking about entrepreneurial functions, it includes innovation. Innovation means new ideas, new thinking out of the box, something creativity. See, there are so many persons who are doing the same business of same nature. But the important thing is how much creative you are in your business, how much creative you are in your work. At the end of the day, the most successful business is one who is creative, who is innovative, who thinks out of the box. Then next entrepreneur function is risk taking. Now let's go back to our next slide, which is risk taking as an entrepreneur function. Now risk taking is a responsibility for a loss. As I told you before, that loss can be reduced but it cannot be eliminated. So it is a responsibility for a loss that may occur due to unforeseen events in the future. Unforeseen events, again, future is always uncertain. Nobody knows what is going to happen tomorrow. So suppose you have made a production, but tomorrow your production is out of fashion or your products may become obsolete in the market. Then what will happen? Obviously, the whole of the production which you have made is wasted and you have to suffer loss in the business. So he reduces uncertainty in his plan of investment and expansion of enterprise. Next is organizational building. Organizational building is something bringing together various factors of production. There are 4 factors of production, which is land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. This you have studied in your earlier classes also in SST, factors of production. So the purpose is to allocate the productive resources in order to minimize losses and reduce cost in production. Next main function of an entrepreneur is promotional functions. Now the first and foremost promotional function is discovery of an idea. An entrepreneur develops the idea with the experts in the field, and if they are convinced, then he or she will go ahead with more exhaustive analysis. Next is detailed investigation. The entrepreneur will estimate the total demand for the product. Accordingly, he makes arrangement of finances along with the availability of power, labor, and raw material. Next is assembling the requirements. So we require lot of things for starting our business. Even when our business is operational, still we need lot of things like raw material, labor, etc. So making arrangement for all these things, assembling them in a proper order, that is assembling the requirements. The entrepreneur selects the factory sites, decides about plant and machinery, as well as the contractors from whom he may get raw material for his business. All these headaches is only of an entrepreneur. In this process, he may pursue some more people to join him, maybe as a partner or maybe as his employees. Next is commercial functions. In commercial functions, we will first talk about production. It is a key function of an entrepreneur. The activities of production are independent of the size of an undertaking. It is the creation of goods and services. Next is finance. Now, as blood plays the role in our body, so is the finance in the business. We cannot survive without blood, so is the business. It cannot survive without finance. It remains a focus for all business enterprises. The need for money is continuous. Next is marketing. Simply, if we can define marketing, it is, you can say, the production of goods and services, their movement of those goods and services from producer to consumer. It also includes all the promotional activities which is being made to make our product look more attractive to the consumer. So all those efforts which we make to enable our product to reach the consumer, all those factors will come in marketing. It is directed towards the satisfaction of consumer wants, because if consumers are satisfied, then everything is okay. But if consumers are not satisfied, then we cannot enhance our business to the long run. We may be successful in the short term, but as far as long term will be concerned, it will not survive. So consumer satisfaction is the most important thing in marketing. We have to make, design, produce the commodity according to the preference, according to the needs, according to the wants of the consumer. The entrepreneur strategically places his company in an advantageous position to secure the top position in the market. Next is accounting. Now, accounting is defined as a systematic recording of entrepreneurial transactions of an enterprise and a financial position of an enterprise. Accounting is a very vast process. In this process, first of all, it includes identification of financial transaction, which are our financial transaction, then measuring those financial transactions in monetary terms. After measuring the transactions in monetary terms, we have to record those transactions in some books. Once the transactions are recorded, then we have to put separately in separate accounts to classify our different transactions, whether it is sale, whether it is purchase, like this. After classifying, what we need is to summarize those transactions in financial books, financial statements like profit and loss account, balance sheet, and trading account. So this is quite a big process which we can discuss in details, not a part of this function. Just I have given you a brief synopsis of the process of accounting. Next is managerial functions. The managerial functions of entrepreneur are further classified into 5 categories. These are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Again, they are very important from examination point of view. Managerial functions, first of all, there is planning. Now, planning, you all know, planning is deciding in advance what is to be done for future. It bridges the gap between where we are and where we want to be. It helps in determining the course of action to be followed. Next is organizing or organization, you can say. The entrepreneur sets up the objectives or goals to be achieved personal. Here, an entrepreneur guides, coordinates, directs, and controls the activities of production. Next is staffing. Manpower plays an important role everywhere. After finance, the second most important thing is manpower. Manpower, which will come in staffing, which means selecting right man for a right job. Now why to go far ahead, take an example of our school only, of any school you can say. Now for example, a teacher who specializes in mathematics will teach math only. If he or she is assigned to teach Hindi or English, then obviously he will not, as he is not specialist in Hindi or English, so he will not be able to, you can say, explain those things that properly as a language teacher. He is specialist in mathematics, so he knows the nuances of mathematics. So same way, selecting a right man for the right job. If the right man is not selected for the right job, then obviously optimum utilization of resources will not be there, which affects the economy of organization to a great extent. Staffing includes human resources, manpower planning, that in this department how many persons are working there and how many persons are needed here. There should neither be overstaffing nor there should be understaffing. It further includes recruitment, selection, promotion, transfer, and development of human resource, either through training or through educational sessions. Next is directing. It is concerned with carrying out the desired plans. It initiates organized and planned action and ensures effective performance by subordinates towards the accomplishment of group activities. And last but not the least is controlling. Controlling is the process which enables the entrepreneur to get his company's policies implemented and take remedial action if performance is not up to the standards expected. Now if I'll explain in simple words, it means controlling is first setting up of standards. If the performance is up to the standards, then no deviations are there. Deviation means when the actual performance is not up to the standard set. Deviations are of two types, positive deviations and negative deviations. Now for example, if the company has set up a target of producing 100 units per day for the 10 employees. Now if those 10 employees have been able to produce 120 units, it means the target was for 100 units and they have been able to produce 120 units. So it means this is a positive deviation because the standards, the work done is more than the standard set. And complete opposite to it is if the standard set is for 100 units and the employees have been able to produce only 80 units, it means they have not been able to complete the desired goal. It is a negative deviation. Hence, some remedial action needs to be taken to achieve that desired goal. This is called basically controlling. First setting up the standards and then taking out the remedial action if at all the performance is not up to the mark. So, in this video, I have discussed only about the concept of entrepreneurship and managerial and entrepreneurship functions. Still, few topics like advantages and disadvantages of entrepreneur and some various myths about entrepreneurship is there in the first chapter. So we will do it afterwards. Thank you.